Welcome to Chat SDG, a groundbreaking talk show that aims to engage with the world's brightest innovators to unravel the potential of innovation in realizing Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) by 2030. I am excited to introduce our special guest, Laila Jessica Braga Martins, a visionary leader whose passion for sustainability knows no bounds. With a background in environmental science and a fervent interest in sustainable urban development, Laila brings a wealth of knowledge and fresh perspectives to the table. Hello, Laila, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Excited to be here.
All right, then, so diving straight into our questions, Laila, your focus on regenerative economies and communities is inspiring. Please share specific initiatives or strategies that you believe can enable the creation of truly regenerative communities.
Yes, I think the first step is understanding the difference between sustainability and regeneration and how we're moving away from doing less bad to actively doing good, finding holistic systems and finding ways that we can change the overall systemic way of organizing an economy or a community for the betterment of humans and the economy. And the most important thing that we need to think about here as well is nature. And so a lot of the times we focus on sustainability for the good of the human. And when we're thinking about regeneration, we're also thinking about the needs of the ecosystems and the environment that surrounds us. So how can we create an economy that is good for people and planet while thinking about the specific needs and not our wants, and really help us fix a lot of the issues that we have caused in these last 100 to 200 years, and finding more cooperative ways to work together instead of focusing on competition. So thinking about solidarity economy, well-being economy, and a lot of other things that regenerative economy focuses on.
As a global sustainability program manager, you've contributed significantly to deploying technology driven strategies for sustainability. Can you elaborate on a project or initiative that you found particularly impactful, and what were the key outcomes?
So one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on is on DHL's customer carbon dashboard. So how could we give multinational customers access to carbon data to take better decisions? And we started at that endpoint and really had to go through the entire process to see how we could improve it. One, how could we start better measuring scope 3, which wasn't something that was so detailed, and how could we get that information in partnerships with our carriers and do that across the board, across the world? And also, how could we improve the data availability and the data quality and actually gather that data? So it became a huge project that connected not only the sustainability departments, but finance, IT, and all of the other operations within the business to understand that the data that we needed wasn't sustainability data, it was operational data. So it then became also a very important project for the other departments as well. So one key tip that I would give here is the importance of data to actually making better sustainable decisions.
Certainly, data is driving a lot of decision making, and thank you for sharing this tip with our viewers. Okay, moving on to our next question to you. Laila, tell us your use of inner development goals framework to help individuals develop crucial skills sets aligned with holistic sustainability. How do you integrate this framework into your work, and what kind of transformations have you observed through its application?
Yes. So the inner development goals were born from the idea that we only have about 5 years to reach the sustainable development goals, and we're a little bit behind. But we have technology, we have the money, we have very smart people. What's the problem? The problem is that we don't really understand ourselves. We have a hard time understanding the other, and we have a hard time understanding nature. So the inner development goals was born out of getting the best science-backed data and information and knowledge that is linked to human relationships and also to getting things done. So how could we go from awareness to actually thinking of these complex topics to communicating and collaborating and then actually taking action? And so with 500 hubs in only 2 years all around the world, we can see the importance of this, and people are implementing this in multiple ways, bringing it into companies, bringing it into universities, and even more importantly, this becoming an ecosystem. So connecting the dots. How could we use this type of framework to help universities, businesses, society, United Nations to all work together to solve this problem? And we hope the Inner Development Goals can help with that.
Your advocacy for youth development and involvement with Brazil's youth climate program is commendable. How do you believe the younger generation can play a pivotal role in driving sustainable practices and influencing positive change?
Well, the youth are our future, right? And they understand the huge problems that are happening today. Eco-anxiety is at its highest in our youngest generation. And at the same time, they are the ones that grew up the technology, they are the ones that are digital natives, and they are really good at communicating and collaborating and getting together. So we really need to advocate for younger voices in decision-making processes in all levels, recognizing their unique perspective and innovative solutions, and at the same time, provide them with all of the tools and all of the knowledge that has come from older generations and elders to make sure that they are doing good work. And here you can see examples of this from Friday from the Future, but also Youth for Ecocide Law, and many, many other initiatives that are youth-led, and those are the ones making the most impact in this world.
Fantastic. The term you have coined, eco-anxiety, is very relatable, especially for the current generation and also for those who've traveled several decades and now are getting anxious of these challenges. Okay, jumping on to the next question. Tell us, Laila, having lived in Brazil, the US, Germany, can you share some insights on sustainable and regenerative practices that the global North and South could mutually benefit from and learning from each other?
Yes. So here I love the idea that we can think about innovation outside of technology. There are many ways to think about innovation. So the Global South, specifically Brazil in this case, is really good with social innovation, with community-based, with local conservation efforts, with social enterprises, focused on the betterment of communities and of nature. And that's definitely something that the Global North can learn about from the Global South. And on the opposite end, the Global North have access to technology, to funds that give them the opportunity to have deeper knowledge into a subject, that they can use this science and bring it to the Global South, where people maybe don't have access to some of that information. And on the opposite side, it's important to understand that there's some pivotal science coming out of the Global South, and that those scientists need to be given space to be able to talk in global forums and to be taken seriously as well. So it's important for us to have this mutual learning from each other, and also understand how our cultures and the way that we speak and the way that we come out also influence our day-to-day decisions.
All right, friends, as we draw to a close on another excellent episode of Chat SDG, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Laila Jessica Braga Martins for sharing her invaluable insights. Her dedication to sustainable urban development, regenerative practices, and her stewardship serves as a beacon of inspiration for all of us. Remember, the journey towards a more sustainable future is ongoing, and it's individuals like Laila who lead the way. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking discussions and actionable insights. Hope Chat SDG address your eco-anxiety, as Laila put it. Till next time, namaskar.